resources. The method of owning land varies from one part of the country to another depending on the following differences. Number 1, the system of land allocation and inheritance. 2, the period of ownership and use. 3, the extent of authority vested on the heads of the family. The following are the land tenure systems in Nigeria. The first one is the types of land tenure system that we have in Nigeria. The tenure based on communal ownership. This is a traditional system of land ownership whereby the land is generally regarded as the property of the community. That is, here, in this kind of tenure system, that is land tenure system, the land doesn't belong to a single person, it belongs to a community. That is communal, community. It belongs to a collection of some people. The community may be a family, a village, or a clan, which is always headed by a family head, a village or clan head or chief, respectively. That is, we could have, the head of the family could be the father, or could be the grandfather, or and if it is a village, that means a clan chief, that is a clan head, or the village head, or the village chief. Every member of the community has the right to use the land for agricultural purpose, but does not have the right to sell it because it is not a personal or individual property. In this type of land tenure system, that is a communal land tenure system, each member of the community, each member of the family has rights to actually farm on the land, that is practice agriculture on the land, but to sell it is a taboo. That is, you can't sell it. It doesn't belong to you. It's not your personal property. You can't sell it. The only thing you can just do is just to make use of it, and for a period of time. Even if it's not a permanent thing, because you can't transfer it to another person. It belongs to the community. It belongs to the collection, to the members of that community or members of that family. The farmer is entitled to harvest all the arable crops, that is, the food crops such as maize, rice, yams, but the perennial crops such as palm oil or cocoa belongs to the members of the community, which, when harvested, are shared among the members of the community. In this type of communal land tenure system, the farmer, if actually cultivates rice, maize, or yam, or cassava, can harvest everything, can harvest all what he has cultivated, but the oil palm or the cocoa on that land is not permitted to harvest it. It is the community as a collection, that is, the community as a whole, that will harvest it and then share it among the members of the community. The second tenure system that we have is tenure based on individual inheritance of freehold land ownership. This is the most common method of acquiring land in some developing countries, in which the landowner has the freedom to do what he likes with his land. When the farmer dies, his land is transferred by inheritance to his children. That is, here, it is more of an individual ownership. It is an individual ownership in the sense that you have the right either to use your land for agriculture or to sell it or use it for another purpose that's non-agricultural usage. When the farmer dies, his land are transferred by inheritance to his children. That is, even unlike the land based on communal ownership, you can transfer your land to your children. The piece of land is continually fragmented from one generation to another and is usually shared among the male children of the farmer. Now, after the farmer dies and he transfers the land to his children, the land will be shared among the children, that is, the male children. And after sharing it, the portion that belongs to each child, each farmer, each child that is a farmer, will become smaller, which gradually makes it unsuitable for mechanization. Because if land becomes small, if your land becomes small, it's will be non-economical to practice mechanization on it. The right ownership to the land can transfer from one man to another by outright sale or purchase. That is, if you don't have land and you know somebody that has the land, you can buy it. And if you have land and maybe you need money, you can sell your land based on this land tenure system of individual inheritance and freehold land ownership. The third one is a leasehold tenure system or landlord-tenant agreements. This is a type of tenure whereby a farmer is permitted by the landowner to work on a piece of land for a fixed length of time and under stipulated conditions. At the expiration of the period of tenancy, the land reverts to the landowner. The landowner may be an individual, government, or community. In this type of land tenure system, a interested farmer can go to the landowner and then ask him that, please, I want to use your land. And the landowner will permit the farmer for a stipulated period of time, that is, a fixed period of time, and then he might be asked just to pay a token. But after that period, once that period lapses, the land, that is, once that period expires, at the expiration of that period, that the farmer is being permitted, the land will automatically become, the property will revert to the landowner. But why, before the land expires, the farmer has the right to make use of that land. But when that period being given to the farmer expires, he doesn't have right to make use of that land again. Then the fourth one is the state or government ownership of land. In this system, the land belongs to the government, hence, persons working or living on such land are tenants of the government. That is, if you, just like the farm settlement, anybody you see using the land in that farm settlement is a tenant to the government. Now, the next subtopic we will be having is the land use decree. The land use decree was enacted in March 1978 by the federal military government as the land use decree number 6. This decree brought the country in line with what was obtainable in northern Nigeria, where all land belongs to the state, that is, belongs to the government. That is, all land belongs to the government. This made the state or government the owner of all land and also gave the government the right to allocate land. This decree was meant to make the land use law uniform throughout the country and also to allow Nigerians to own land in any part of the country without hindrance. Now, you now ask the question, my father has the land. But for you to know that the land belongs to the government, your father has to get a certificate of occupancy, that is, a CFO from the government to prove to you that the land belongs to the government. That is, all the land belongs to the government. Advantages of land use decree. The first advantage is the removal of bitter controversies and land disputes. That is, with land use decree, you can easily go to the government to procure land, and then the government has a way, it serves as a means of eliminating unnecessary controversy and then land dispute. That is, you can, if there's a matter that arises on a land, you can take it to court and then it will be addressed. Because if you don't have the certificate of ownership to prove that you are the owner, then it has automatically proved that you are not the owner. Then the second one, it makes uniform the management and ownership of land in Nigeria. Then the third one is it enables citizens to acquire land for building or farming without any discrimination. That is, if you are a southerner, you can go to the north, procure land, buy land, and then build your house or start farming. And if you are a northerner, or maybe you are from the east, you can go to the west. And if you are from the west, you can go to the east and buy land. Then the fourth one, it enables the government to control the use of land. Now the disadvantages of land use decree. It has impoverished communities whose main asset was their land. That is, communities who actually made the land their asset in such that when government was to claim the land during that period, they actually have to forfeit their land into the hand of the government. Then, lack of basic data on farm size and crop yield. That one also is a disadvantage of land use decree. And the third one is the bureaucracy in the acquisition process of land for agricultural purposes. That is, if you are to acquire a land from, or you want to get your C of O, or you want to get land from the farm settlement scheme, you have to move from one office to the other before you can get it done. Now we're taking a revision question on what we've done. The first example says, which of the following is not a problem of agricultural development in Nigeria? A. Provision of food and employment opportunity. B. Land tenure system. C. Poor and fluctuating climatic condition. D. Poor storage facilities. E. Primitive production. If we look at the array of all the options being given to us, we'll see that A is the one which is not a problem of agriculture.